participating. The only ones who participate are those villagers with free time, but there are still a number of them. Is it only my imagination that everyone lives anxiously? Or do they like fighting? Or perhaps they are concerned about their weight? Oh, I thought of some unnecessary things. At first, I learned to properly hold a weapon, the right posture, and how to use it. Next, how to properly put on an armor, the defensive stances, and how to properly use armors. By the way, I'm learning all those things I've said alone. Next is sparring with someone. Finally, group battle. To avoid injury, weapons are covered with cloth, but getting hit by it still hurts. I have experienced pain many times, though I can do anything I want using the AFT. During times like this, it is better to use regular weapons. However, as the village chief, I think I should do something first on whatever the situation will be before taking up weapons. Weapons are not for me after all. By the way, the AFT can transform into a spear, an axe, and a sickle, but it can't transform into a sword. Though it can transform into a knife, it can't transform into an ordinary sword. But how come that it can transform into a spear? I transformed the AFT into a spear again and check it out. No matter how I look at it, it's an ordinary spear. There is no single trace of decoration. It looks like an ordinary spearhead fixed at the end of a long wood. It looks like something a poor warrior would use. It doesn't look like it can exterminate a wyvern. But it really exterminated a wyvern. I hope I don't need to use this anymore. When the sun begins to set, it means that my work is done and I need to return home. There are no street lamps in the village, so when the sun sets, it is completely dark. Though the starry sky with 2 moons is beautiful, the ground only has lights from some buildings. When one needs to go out at night, he needs to carry something that can light things around. But would it be better to make street lamps? Street lamp. A torch fixed at one place? The problem is the fuel. Even if the consumption per day is small, it will pile up when used every day. Unless we depend on magic, it is not feasible. This is something I need to thoroughly consider. I eat supper at the dining room in my house. There are more members during this time compared to breakfast and lunch. Flora and Hakuran will surely be present. Frau and Rasuti join us too. Moreover, there are times where Ria, Dagger, and you eat with us. Before eating, we are already sitting on the dining table while Frau and Rasuti will say their daily report. It is the time where the governor of the village and the diplomat of the village report to the village chief. Well, putting Frau aside, Rasuti rarely reports something, so she's normally coming here to eat dinner. It seems like Ria, Dagger, and you have something to report too. I would love to hear good reports, but if it is something bad, I don't want to hear it since I'll lose my appetite. But if they are here and decided to report things to be after meal, it means there's an impending crisis. Let's think that they're here for good news. There are several dishes lined up at the table for dinner. It is something normal to me, but it seems like it is luxurious and a lot compared to the usual meal of a village chief from other village. What kind of dietary life do the village chiefs from other villages enjoy? It's a little scary, so I should not think about it. Regarding food, we divide them fairly as much as possible so other houses in the village can enjoy food as much as we do. This is all thanks to the AFT. I never forget to appreciate it every time I eat. There is a dish I've never seen before. Anne, what is this dish? It is the latest work of the one in cooking duty today. Confidence? About 20%, and you still served it to me. Is it possible for you to only let me try when you're at least 50% confident? Foods should never be wasted. Of course. I persevere to enjoy my supper. After eating, it is now my leisure time. It's time for me to see Alfred and Tysel. This is something I truly enjoy. Alfred is still smattering, but he can now speak a few words. Every day, effort. If weedy, ikot. My son is a genius. Ah, my daughter, you will surely grow into a beautiful woman too. This doting parent time is truly relaxing. After being with them for a while, I leave Alfred and Tysel to the Unna maids and head for the bath. My exclusive bath is outside the house. At first, I planned to build a bath in my house, but I refrained to do so for the time being since I have my own exclusive bath. Because I usually take a bath after eating, The others matched my schedule. I would like them to enter a bath without minding it, but it seems like there are a lot of people during this time. My private bath is not that wide, and it is quite lively in it now. This is one of the reasons why others are against me building a bath at my house. Bathing time is a time to relax. All the tension of the day starts to drift apart during this time. To put it simply, it is like washing all the bad things away. I'm the one who started all the things in this place. And because I'm the one who started it all, I'll take responsibility until the end. But it's not bad at all. I'm enjoying it actually. Ha 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 ha. I'm free for a brief period of time from the bath until I return home. I'm trying to not think what's up ahead. This is my way of protecting my mind. I don't need to prepare my body since God bestowed me healthy body. Thank you. I'm glad I have it. I wake up in the morning. After I got home, I don't remember going to bed and sleeping. I slept unnoticed. I checked the time using the height of the sun and recognized that I should not get up yet. Though I know that's what should I do. I get out of bed, and perhaps the Unna maids noticed something. They have prepared and left hot water and towel here. The water is still warm and seemed to have just been placed. I thank them while washing my body. I put on the clothes they prepared for me and do some light radio exercise. I noticed that it is now a good time to get out of my room. And so, another day of mine begins. Let's do our best today too. Chapter 90. A certain Unna's day. Early morning. I wake up every morning before the sun rises. It is already my habit. No matter what time I sleep, I wake up at the same time. Is it normal? I'm not being yelled at because of waking up late, so I think it's a good thing. After washing my face and wearing proper clothes, I checked today's duty schedule. That duty schedule was only introduced to us when we arrived at this village. It is very useful, especially to someone like me who has a bad memory. There are 8 things written on it: house, cleaning, cooking, village chief, Alfred Sama, Tysel Sama, and rest day. House. During this turn, you'll be the person in charge of everything on the village chief's house besides cleaning and cooking. Anything that needs to be done will be taken care of by the person on duty. The busiest and the hardest part of this is when visitors came. In addition, the person on duty must nominate 2 individuals to do night watch. Cleaning. You'll be in charge in cleaning the village chief's house. This means you're scheduled to just clean. Since laundry is included, it is not popular during winter. Cooking. You'll be in charge of cooking in the village chief's house. Though there is already a suggestion to have those good in cooking to permanently take this post, it is still under review. When I'm on cooking duty, even I don't want to hear that my dish loses to others. Village. You'll be in charge of teaching cooking and cleaning to houses in the village other than the village chiefs. It is easy to teach the high elves and lizardmen, but it is hard to teach the dwarves. It can even be said that they don't even bother to remember it. They even don't bother cleaning the workshop for alcohol brewing. If I'm allowed, I would like to beat the dwarves at least once. Village chief. You'll be in charge of taking care of the village chief. It is both the easiest and the harshest job. The village chief will do anything by himself in order to advance technology, and things sometimes get out of hand. The person on duty must work hard in order to not let the village chief do unnecessary things. Alfred Sama. It's your turn to take care of Alfred Sama. It is a very taxing but very important duty. However, because there is a chance that Alfred Sama will remember the name of the person on duty, it is really popular job. Tysel Sama. It's your turn to take care of Tysel Sama. This is also a very taxing but very important duty. The person on duty will have her physical condition checked first, and if there is a trace of uneasiness, she will be replaced. Rest day. A normal rest day. It is a duty that the village chief suggested, but since we're unable to calm down unless we are doing something, it can be called a torture time. People on rest day are always seen helping someone else quietly. They're the 2 individuals whose names were not included in the schedule. They are Ansama, who's our representative and maid chief, and Ramurias, who's taking care of the beastkins. Ramurias, who has a full-time job, is a bit enviable. My duty for today, village chief. I must not get discouraged. I'm currently alone with the village chief duty. Originally, This is a job for 2 people, but Alfred Sama and Taisel Sama took some manpower. That is something that can't be helped. I even looked at it from Ann Sama's point of view. Of course, that does not mean that we should disregard the village chief. But this also means that there's only the 2 of us. Fufafu. I will do my best to meet your every need. I'm enthusiastic, but there is a problem now that there is only one person on village chief's duty. It's toilet. Since I cannot take my eyes off the village chief, I can't go to the toilet. No, it is possible for me to go if I go to the toilet the same time the village chief goes into it. Thinking about the worst case scenario, I even seriously consider using diaper. Pride surpasses diapers. Because of that, I prepared several bamboo containers. Don't even think about how I use it. After checking the schedule, I looked at the message board. If there is an urgent message, it will be written there. There seems to be nothing today. I want to go straight to work, but there is no need to hurry. We need to gather in the entrance hall first. It is a morning assembly. We lined up before the maid chief and Sama appears. If we don't line up, we'll be disciplined later. Plus, it's not like it will take too much time. And Sama arrives and greets us slightly. Good morning. On the other hand, we bow as greetings. We did not say anything. We might wake up the residents who are still sleeping if we do. Although we are all females, if all of us will return her greeting, will surely be loud. In the past, each room is completely soundproof with magic ever since the musical instrument crisis, but now, soundproofing has become loose. Because of that, they might hear our voices. We don't dare to greet back ever since. It has become a rule. It seems like the wine slime had invaded the food warehouse last night. Person in cooking duty. Though it was caught up by the dividing in small amount trap, the cooking wine still took some damage, so you better ask is it. Person on house duty. I have said it many times, but staying up all night is prohibited. Please make sure to decide who can stand vigil on night in turn beforehand so everyone can properly sleep. If you can't do it, I will personally be the one who'll find those who can guard at night. Apparently, the person in vigil last night fell asleep. That caused the wine slime to invade. I understand how she feels, but only those in rest days can be allowed to be on night vigil. It is some sort of guard job, but it is still a job, and if you miss to sleep because you're doing that too, you won't be able to perform your work properly in the morning. Perhaps it might be a good time to establish a night vigil duty. Alfred Sama doesn't seem to have any problem. Taisel Sama caught a fever last night. The one in Taisel Sama's duty today. Take a note of it. Hearing Ann Sama's words, the person on Taisel Sama's duty tensed up. Though I also have a job that I had to pay attention to, I'm a bit jealous that her job needs her to seriously pay attention to. For her, watching Hiroku doing something is inferior to taking care of the sick Taisel, though both jobs need full attention. Really enviable. Ann Sama's report ends there and lowers her head without saying anything. We responded by lowering our heads too, and the morning assembly was over. I stand in fixed position as the person in village chief duty. I'm standing next to the door of the village chief's room. The 5 people on cleaning duty were standing behind me. There is a sign of the village chief moving in his room, and he has approached. The door opened and we bowed as we saw his face. Good morning. It is the privilege of the person in village chief duty to be the first one to greet him. Good morning. The village chief greets me and the people in cleaning duty behind me. An excellent lord. The village chief left the room and looked around the house. He is acting as expected of a family head, and I'm chasing after him. At the same time, the people in cleaning duty entered the room of the village chief all together and started cleaning it. We cannot let our lord see how we clean it. It is a maid's pride to make everything looks naturally clean and beautiful. Therefore, the room cleaning must be finished by the end of the village chief's breakfast. After eating his breakfast, who knows if the village chief decided to return to his room. While cheering at them in my mind, I'm carefully following the village chief so I won't lose him. Today is the beginning of an unexpected day. Chapter 91. A certain Un's day. Morning to noon to night, the village chief walks around the house and those he meets along the way greet him and gives their report. Even though I don't need to do anything until breakfast, I did not relax. I cannot let my guard down. I also look around the house as the village chief inspects it. I have to report about it to Ansama later. I might not remember or overlook something, but Ansama will probably understand. It is tough for me who have a bad memory, so I have to work hard to compensate for it. When the village chief enters the dining room, his breakfast should be arranged immediately. It is the result of constantly reminding him of how a village chief should act. As I'm satisfied with the result, I entered the kitchen next to the dining room and immediately sat on a small table. The village chief will be taken care of by the one on cooking duty, and during that time, I must eat my breakfast. When there are still 2 people on village chief duty, we were able to eat by turns, so it is a little disappointing that I couldn't take care of him during his meals. Thought it is disappointing. If I don't eat, I won't last and collapse. Today's breakfast is delicious too. After the village chief finishes eating breakfast, he'll go around to check the field. After seeing the village chief leave the house, I tracked him in a hurry. We tried accompanying him before, but we were told by the village chief not to, so we are stalking him while making sure he doesn't notice us. He's safe because Kuro-san and Yuki-san are beside him, but I want to stand by his side too. Since I'm stalking the village chief while hiding, it is hard to keep him at a certain distance. It is not because I would be noticed by the village chief, but because of others. There are 3 other Kuros, Spiderlings. A good number of them, and 1 high elf. They are hiding around the village chief. They have the same purpose as me. Village chief's guards. There are only this number now. There were a lot of us before. It seems like the number was reduced after a secret meeting about the village chief. It is good that Kuro-san and Zabuto-san cooperated. In any case, all of us thinks that the village chief is really important. We are watching the village chief in order to make sure that he doesn't wear out. One of the Kuros sent a signal to us. Looking at it, one of the Spiderlings is pointing its leg in a certain direction. It seems like a big monster or demon beast is coming from that direction. As a precaution, I move near the village chief. Village chief, how's the field? This goes without saying, but during emergency, I have to risk my life for him. But even before the village chief sees that thing, the Kuros or the high elves would have taken care of it. However, that doesn't mean that I should let my guard down. There are few insects. It's not that bad, but will you help me? Yes, please leave it to me. I worked in the field together with the village chief until lunch. The big monster or demon beast approaching the village was a big wild boar called Great Boar. Kuro-san's pup-in-law, Yuno-san, beat it. Lunch, I eat together with the village chief. A maid should avoid eating with her lord, but if you were invited by the village chief, you should not refuse. It can't be helped because he invite me. No, I don't think that this is one of the privilege of being the person in village chief duty. I am evidently only doing what I'm supposed to do. I heard some say that they want to clear the forest at the southwest part of the village. It is near the residential area and it will be good if we think about the future expansion. I want to inquire your opinion. Even if my memory is bad, I'm sure that there is no mistake with the content of what I've said. It is something I heard from the one in village duty. It seems like a lot of insects are coming from the nearby forest. Though the Spiderlings have captured insects and reduced the damage, they have to reduce the number of webs, especially when a beast girl was caught on it. I saw it myself. I'm sure it was traumatic. Yeah, I want to do something about it as soon as possible. The Spiderlings are doing a great job, but their webs are useless against some insects. Today's lunch was delicious too. After lunch is the village chief's battle training. When it comes to manufacturing, we can only help him a little, so I'm thankful that he participated in this training. A nani like me can really fight. My weapon of choice is a sword. I also have a shield, a common swordsman attire. Now, village chief, train with me, though that was what I'm thinking. There are a lot of obstructive people. Battle training is one of the few chances to get in touch with the village chief. He's really popular. At that time, Ansama ordered the Unis at the immediate vicinity of the village chief to withdraw. It is a useful technique in order to be able to live freely in this village. If they monopolize Hiroku, they will be hated for sure. I understand that this is a technique, but I feel really regretful. I also wanted to join the village chief in a war simulation. It can't be helped. I will keep one of the civil servant girl company. I feel like I dislike the other party, or is it just my imagination? Now, let's fight. Please take care of me. You can't win against a nun, Yuko Ant. At least she did her best. The sun has started to set, so we're going home. It is a long, short day. No, I still have to do something. Dinner. Just like breakfast. I ate at the small table in the kitchen. Bufu. An indescribable taste hit my tongue. I want to praise myself for not throwing up. What's this? That's a new dish. That didn't work out well. In short, it is a failure. If no one admits it, it's not a failure. Is that so? Then, are you saying that no one will complain about this food? My stomach is even full because of tasting it while cooking. I let my guard down. I didn't know that the one on cooking duty is a poor cook. Was it only an accident that the food this morning and noon are okay? Or perhaps Aunt Sama is watching her this morning and noon. Please rest assured that everything other than that dish is okay. If you can do that, please make everything okay. The village chief is in the dining room. Is he okay? If it's the village chief, he'll surely eat it all. But for me, it's impossible. Everything was delicious except for this dish. After dinner is non-binary time. The village chief is enjoying the company of Alfred Sama and Taisel Sama. It's a good scene. By chance, if I'll have a child. My delusion rose, but I shook it off. I am still working. I must not be distracted. I left the village chief's house and went to the village chief's bath to prepare it for his use and toiletries too. Of course, I prepared my toiletries too. Though my spirit is already overflowing, I did my best to suppress it. Still, Fufafu, the village chief was satisfied with his little get-together with his children and head for the bath. I immediately give his toiletries. Originally, the maid is the one who's supposed to carry it, but the village chief stubbornly said that he has to be the one to carry it. This is still within an acceptable level. I already can see the bath as I walk behind the village chief. I'm not looking at the female bath but the village chief's exclusive bath. I have to wash the village chief's back. It is one of the privileges of the person on village chief duty. There are many rivals in the bathroom but every one of them recognizes that privilege. I scrub the village chief's back and washes it with hot water. However, he did not let me scrub his front as expected. In the old days, we are even prohibited to wash his back, but we can now as a result of the petition of us Sunimaids. Our every day of hard work has bore fruit. The village chief's back. It is normal, an ordinary male's body. If you compare it to an unmale, it can be said to be poor. However, there is a heavy responsibility hanging on that back. I wish I could help him with that. Once he goes up from the bath, you can feel the tension rising. The information that the village chief has gone out of the bath is quickly spreading. According to the secret meeting, the order has already been decided, but there are still some who recklessly do things on their own. Recently, a beast girl was caught and she has been taken care of. With an impregnable wall guard, I have to accompany the village chief to his room safely. That is my mission. That is the main objective of village chief duty. And my work is only until there. I'm free after taking the village chief into his room. Fufafu. From the bath to the house. It feels really far. The next morning, I wake up before sunrise as usual. I hastily cleanse my body and wear my clothes. I prepare some hot water and a towel, then greet the village chief and move to the message board. I already know the schedule without looking at it. After my village chief duty turn, it will be my rest day. However, I check it for confirmation. I confirm that there is no message written on the message board and wait for the morning assembly. Today is a rest day. In other words, a day where I can do whatever I want. In other words, I can also work. I haven't decided what to do, but for the time being, I'd like to help cleaning the village chief's room. It will be embarrassing if something was left behind. I'll do my best today too. Chapter 92. Festival Preparation. The new village building is proceeding smoothly. The one thing that's not going well is the festival executive committee. For the time being, the best thing to do is to imitate festivals everyone knows of. If we mix some strange things, I don't think anyone will be pleased. The festival executive committee, after a long discussion, there is finally a conclusion. We wrote down the names of every festival we know of and put it in a box. It will be decided by lottery. I should have thought about it earlier. We wasted a lot of time. Martial arts tournament? That's what's written on the paper I drew. So the festival will be a martial arts tournament? Who wrote it? No. Why the heck was this even here? Can I draw something else? Though I really want to do so. The paper we use in this lottery is really expensive. We also agreed that this is a one-shot game and no one will complain no matter what the result is. Therefore, the festival has been decided. It is a martial arts tournament. I feel like the atmosphere of the village has changed immediately after notifying the villagers about the martial arts tournament. No, perhaps it really changed. The number of people who practice martial arts outside has increased. At the same time, the number of time Lu, Tia, and Flora have to use their healing magic has increased too. Frau and the civil servant girls gather early in the morning to jog. Some lizardmen enter the forest and are helping with hunting. I feel like the angel's flying speed is 20% faster than usual. The dwarves have poured water in alcohol barrel and began training their body. Great. This is still acceptable. However, I'll train a little at my parents' house. When Hakuran said that, my brain stopped working. You're going to participate? I don't have the courage to hear her answer, so I forced her to become the referee. Though she's dissatisfied, I persuaded her by saying that I'm not familiar with martial arts tournaments, so I need someone strong to be the referee. The next problem, I'll train a little at my parents' house. Rasuti said the same thing as Hakuran. I guess they will have to participate. I'll have Hakuran be the referee. As for Rasuti, I cannot think of anything. Exclamation mark. It is impossible to have two referees. I also want to fight. Don't. I have to think of something. Think. Rasuti, have you ever fought Hakuran? Of course, however, I never won. I assume that both of you are in your dragon form during those battles. You're right. Have you ever fought each other in your human form? No. Is that so? Then, I would like you to fight against Hakuran for a model match. You don't mind it, right Hakuran? Model match? Yes, a model match. Since it is a martial arts tournament, it is normal for masters to show them how it is done. I flatter them with the word master. Master. I'm fine with it. However, Rasuti-chan might not like it. Master. I don't mind. Since Hakuran and Aizuma is my opponent, I'll accept it. Both of you, thanks. Good. Then, I ask both Rasuti and Hakuran to show a good model match. Since you're the referee, I'll also ask you about the rules. Both of you, please be the referee. Okay, got it. All right. While doing a guts pose in my mind, I'm currently immersed in the sense of accomplishment that one usually gets after clearing a really difficult challenge. Now, I dare you. It has been a long time since you tasted the power of my arms. I'm wondering if your arms are now rotten or it looks shorter than the last time you use it. Lu and Tia are already having match using their mouth. I don't mind you being in high spirit because of the martial arts tournament, but I want you to stop it. Alfred and Tysel are still on your arms. I have to make sure that there's no battle before the martial arts tournament. The martial arts tournament will be divided into 3 divisions: common section, warrior section, and knight section. The common section is open for everyone. Those whose profession doesn't have anything to do with fighting, like Frau, the civil servant girls, and the beast girls, will be participating here. The warrior section is for warriors. Those who hunt in the forest can participate in this section. The main participants are the high elves, Anis, lizardmen, dwarves, and mountain elves. The knight section is for high-ranking warriors. Only those who are recognized by the village chief are eligible to participate. The participants are Lu, Tia, Gran Maria, Kudel, Coron, High Elf Rhea, Unen, Lizardman Dagger, Devil Bulger, and Devil Stefano. I don't know how powerful the 2 devils are, but since they are servants of dragons, they surely won't be weak. It has become a division where only those I recommend can participate. There are 2 other individuals who'll participate in the knights section. The Kuros held a preliminary competition and the winner was Yuno. Many females are pregnant, so the males are the only ones who participated. So, does that mean that Yuno is the strongest male? Did Kuro lose, or did he not participate? The other one is selected by the spiderlings. It is a spider that is as large as half at Taumi Mat. Though it has become large, it seems like it was one of the spiderlings that participated in the Lamia dungeon capture. It has no name and it will be troublesome during the time of the tournament. Your roundness is comparable to Zubaton. You're now Mura. TN. Mura equals pillow. I have no naming sense. It looks pleased, so I guess it's good. The referees are Hakurin and Rasuti. Flora won't participate. She probably doesn't want to stand out. You don't want to? Don't you think you must, at least, have one person to be in charge of healing? Right. Don't worry, I'll have another chance. Besides, doesn't the village chief not participating too? Everyone will be anxious if I participate. Ahaha, for sure. As the village chief, I'll do my best to manage the martial arts festival. Everyone's energetic. I'm currently shaving the forest at the south of the residential area. I'm going to make the venue for the martial arts tournament. At first, I thought of building it in the residential area, but I'm a little frightened with everyone's spirit, so I had to build it here. The ring is a 20 meters square. It is also 50 centimeters above the ground. I adjusted the ring's surface for it to be not too hard or not too soft by hammering and plowing it. I want to prevent injury as much as possible. Thinking about the possibility of participants being thrown out of the ring, I softened the ground around the ring to the maximum. I'll dedicate one side for the participants and all other 3 sides as audience seats. I thought of making an auditorium-type seating arrangement so that they can sit directly to the ground, but it will be difficult for those who are far away to see what's happening. In addition, because the martial arts festival is scheduled to run the whole day, food will also be served. I think it is necessary for the audience to have a chair to sit on in order to eat easily. Though that is the plan, it takes too much time and effort to make a monopod chair, so I drop it. I cut down a big tree, cut it again vertically and plane the upper side to make a long bench. A larger diameter tree will also be similar to a stair-up bench. Of course, I left space for the aisle. Yup. This is now the venue. After that, in a slightly far place is the cooking space. Do I have to build an eating and drinking space too? Forgive me for making easy to make table and chairs made of round logs. Toilet is also necessary. I'll make more water closet than usual. I also must not forget to put a slime on it. I guess the venue can be considered complete. Now, let the festival begins. Unexpected. Darame's wife, Dors, and Raymarin came to watch. They look like parents looking forward to their daughter's presentation. Bezel and Yuri also came to watch, and they are with an unknown middle-aged Ikeman. I wonder if they are here to cheer for Frau and the civil servant girls. Lou's grandfather, Ancestor San, is also sitting at an audience seat before anyone noticed. Dors, Ancestor San, and the middle-aged Ikeman are talking peacefully. Are they acquainted? However, looking at them, the unknown middle-aged Ikeman is definitely the weakest. 6 Lamias from the southern dungeon also came to participate. I accepted them and let them participate to warrior and knight section. From the Howling Village, after consulting Darame, Gulf and 3 others came to participate. I heard that they panicked when they first saw a dragon, but it seems like they are used to it now. Of course they would. They always see dragon carrying crops from here. We accepted them because all of them wished to enter the warriors section. I did not order anything about keeping the martial arts festival a secret, so it probably leaked out somewhere. Should I have kept it confidential? No. A lively festival is a good festival, though there were unexpected things. Let the festival begins. Chapter 93. Martial Arts Tournament, Common Section. During the martial arts festival, the village will be completely closed. Even so, there are still things that need to be done. The Kuros and Spiderlings are doing their best to guard the whole village. If the village is attacked by a monster in the middle of the festival, it will spoil the fun. I'll give them their favorite food to thank them later. There is also